it's Demo Donna here with Queen & Company, and in this video I am going to be showing you the brand new Love Foundations by Queen & Company. This is a fabulous set filled with awesome dies you can use for stacking on your cards, use them as the main feature, or even create shakers with them. I'm also going to be using the brand new Whimsy Alpha die set, which also has numbers, which is fantastic because you can write things out like a birth date or a year or February 14th. And the 3 cards I am going to be creating for you in this video is this love card with a cool little place on the inside to write your message. And this is a gatefold, and I'm also going to walk you through on how to create a gatefold. We are creating this, a more card, also could say love, and we turn one of the Love Foundations into a shaker. And then this card here as well, using the fabulous brand new Love Foundation dies. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to share. Thanks again. In order to create your gatefold card, what you're going to want to do is start out with a base of an 8.5 by 5.5. And then what I did is I created a score line coming out from each end of 2 1/8. So I scored it on the left, and then I scored it on the right. And then when I'm folding it in, I just make sure they are meeting right in the middle before I go ahead and apply pressure and complete the fold of my card. And that is how simple it is to create a gatefold. So instead of taking your card base and just folding in half and having an A2 regular folded card, this is how you create an A2 gatefold. So to get started on our fun card creation, I cut everything out using the Lucky in Love paper pad. This is a beautiful, kind of a non-traditional Valentine and love themed paper pad. The purples and the pinks and the black and whites, really fun. And I also used, not for this card, but some of the solids as well in some upcoming cards. So what I'm also using is the brand new Love Foundation die set. And I went ahead and cut out 2 panels with the vertical banner here versus there is also a horizontal one. Now, if you want your orientation of your card to go differently, you can totally do that, create something a little different, which will be fun. I went ahead and I'm gonna use the vertical open of my card. And the cool thing about this die is you actually get 4 dies per cut. So you get the basic outline as well as the really cute stitched hearts that come right out of the center. So hold on to these because those are going to be really fun to incorporate in future projects if you don't use them in this one. We're going to use them. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I am going to take my little side hearts here and I'm going to go ahead and attach them. So in order to attach this, as you can see, it is almost the exact height of my card. So I'm going to go ahead and just come a little bit off the end, but it's going to pretty much go all the way to the top of my card there. And there I have panel number 1 adhered. So my 2 panels are going to butt up right against each other. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing, take that panel all the way to the top, and then push that down. There we go. And now I have my 2 panels adhered. And you've got a little space on each side, which is pretty even. and we are good to go for the next step. So next we're going to take all of these cute little hearts, and I'm just going to do some antiquing to the ends of the hearts to let them stand out a little bit. So I'm going to take a dye ink, and this is a black, it's a soft black dye ink, and I'm just going to stamp out a little bit. I'm going to take this really fun fine brush and pounce, and then I'm just going to do a circle motion, and this is just going to give it a nice little black shadowing around the edges. So repeat that with all 6 of your hearts. Now for the inside of our card, I also cut out this beautiful pattern paper from the Lucky in Love paper pad set, and this is using foundation die number 3, and I'm just going to go ahead and complete that look around the edges of this awesome foundation die as well, just to continue that look. Okay, and now I've completed that technique around this insert of our card as well. I'm going to go ahead and insert that now, adhere that to the inside of the card. All right, next I'm going to take my beautiful 6 hearts, and the 2 here, I am just going to go ahead and adhere in just like that. And then the 2 on the top and the bottom, I am just going to pop up with some dimensional squares. So I am just going to add a little dimensional adhesive, a double-sided foam square, and just pop those up on the remaining 4. All right, so now I have my 6 squares inserted. The next thing I am going to do is I have taken from foundation die number 4, and I have cut out this beautiful decorative paper from the Lucky in Love paper pad, and then I also cut out some black cardstock. And basically I am going to adhere the 2 of these together so the paper that I'm using has a little bit more support because it's going to be a flap on the card. So I just want to give it a little bit more stability. All right, so now I have this layered. So I cut out again 2 foundation die number 4s, one with black cardstock and one with that beautiful paper. And next what we're going to do is attach the word love, and this is from the brand new beautiful whimsical alphabet die set. Isn't it just so cute? So many fun different things you could spell out with this. So I did the word love with the awesome glitter foam, and I am going to just simply attach these. They already have adhesive on the back. And there we go. I attached the LOVE to my label that I'm going to be placing here on the front of our card. Now remember, when you attach this to your card, you are only adhering it to one side. So I am taking this little flap and I'm just attaching it to this side here so they can still open their card. So I know not to go past like the top of the V. So I am now going to take my rolly adhesive and I'm just going to put it about right there, and I'm lining it up with the line right here at the end of my card. Okay, and now I have this beautiful tag and our sparkly love in the Whimsy Alpha die opening up to the inside of our card. Now I did just want to take this little heart, and this is also from the Love foundation die set. And then I also have some of these really cute, these are the brand new Heart Kisses. And these are an awesome topping that you can use inside of your shaker cards, or you can use as an added element. So what I've done with these 3 here is I have actually taken 2 of our mini gloobers and adhered them to the back. So I'm just placing my 3 hearts. 1, 2, 3. There we go, kind of repeating that 3 heart look. So there is the front of our card. Simple, yet really sophisticated and elegant. A really nice Valentine's Day card, or just an I love you anniversary or thank you. And now we are going to finish off the inside. So we started with this beautiful, now antiqued background. And another really beautiful die from the Love Foundation set are these floating hearts. And we are going to doctor this up a little bit. So I am going to be using this entire one to cover the background here. So what I'm going to do first off is we are just going to do a little minor snipping. So for the inside of our card, this beautiful whimsy, like floating heart die, which is part of the Love Foundation die set. And I am just going to snip it just a little bit. Don't worry, this is all going to be behind the scenes. So I'm going to take these hearts here. I'm going to do just one more snip. We're going to take this guy. All right, so I have cut 4 different pieces. So as you can see, I've cut out this heart here, I've cut out this one here, and I've cut out these 2. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my sheer glue, and I'm just going to add a couple glue dots, and you're going to see how this is going to piece together. Don't worry, it's all going to come together in the end. So I'm just taking tiny little glue dots, so just a gentle squeeze, just a little here, a little there, a couple little drops. And then because this is a wet adhesive, I'm just going to hold it down for a few seconds. And then I'm going to repeat that with all of my pieces. So there is number 1. I'm going to use this one in the top corner. Actually, we're going to go to the side here. I'm going to get crazy. Use that for number 2. And I'm going to do the bottom corner here. Just add a couple little, tiny little drops of glue. Number 3. And then number 4. So it's something else to keep in mind. You don't always have to use the whole die. You can cut it apart. You can just use a piece of it. You can cover it. In this case, we are using bits and pieces. So next what I'm going to do is I am going to take this oval, and this is from foundation die number 13, and this is where my sentiment is going to be going. And I am simply going to take my rolly adhesive, or you can use your red liner tape, and I'm just going to make sure wherever I place this, I'm just covering up my little heart bits. There we go. And a little trick when you're filling out the center of your cards, if you're using a die like this, if you write in there and you make a mistake, just take another one, adhere it, and just place it right over your mistake, and no one will know that you made a boo-boo. All right, so there is a really fun, lots of hearts, lots of use from our Love foundation, as well as the new Whimsical set. There's the inside of our card for our message. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this really cool gatefold love card. For our next card, we are going to be using this really great striped embossing folder, and I went ahead and pre-cut using foundation die number 3, and then went ahead and just ran it through my embossing folder using the embossing folder sandwich. So make sure you do that. So next what we're going to do is adhere this to our A2 card front. Now I've got this fun textured pattern for my background. Next, from foundation die number 4, and I am using the beautiful Lucky in Love paper pad and solids. This is from the solid, and this is like a light lavender, which is really pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that on. And I'm just going to go ahead and layer it where you still see some of my other background there. And the foundation die number 4 piece that I'm using goes all the way up from edge to edge. So keep that in mind when you are adhering your different pieces. Next, what we are going to do is we are actually going to create a shaker using our beautiful, I feel like they look like doilies. And there are 2 different sizes in the Love foundation die. You get a larger size and a smaller size, and we're going to be using both of those. For the larger size, I went ahead and cut out another one of the beautiful Lucky in Love solid, a lavender. It's a little bit darker than the one that I used here. So you can see it's a little darker. So this is going to be my background. Next, using the Lucky in Love stripe pattern paper, I cut out the smaller one. Once you do that, you are going to take your larger heart, and I just line that up. You can stick a little bit of washi tape to secure it down, and you're going to run that through your die cut machine so you have a heart cut out in the center of your smaller doily. Next, what I did using from foundation die 14 15 bundle, this is the larger circle cutout, and it's got the nice solid background. Well, I am using the insert here. So the reason I'm doing that is I wanted a solid white background for my heart shaker. So once you have ran this through using some white cardstock, go ahead and take that insert and adhere it to the center of your large doily. So just center that, and that is going to be the background for the shaker we're going to create. Next, you're going to want to cut out using your double-sided foam, and this is from the acetate and foam sheets that you can pick up at Queen & Company. And I went ahead, I actually had this left over from when I made a shaker from this die, so I saved it. So go ahead and cut this out, and then once you've done that, take your heart and run that through so you have a really simple way to create your heart shaker using your Love foundations. All right, now that I have that cut out, I am simply going to peel the backing off, just like that. Stick that on my heart background. And I eyeballed it. You can, of course, layer these 2 together when you're trying to cut that out, but I just centered my heart both times, so I figured that would work just fine. Now, next, my really fun toppy mix here is a combination of the brand new Sea Glass toppings. I use the very light pink here. And then I also used the metallic sea glass. I used the silver and the purple. And then I threw in just a couple of the really fun heart toppings from the solid heart topping set. So that is how I created this really beautiful shaker mix. And I am gonna just pour a couple of those in there. Now, because I'm using a thinner shaker, what you're gonna wanna do is make sure before you stick your acetate on top, make sure that none of them are stacked on top of each other. All the little things we take for granted when using the Queen and Company kits. All right, peel that off. And then I've got a piece of leftover acetate that I just cut out to make sure that that would fit. And I'm just gonna go ahead and stick that right on top there. All right, now that I have my acetate on, my shaker's ready, I'm gonna take my sheer glue and I'm gonna go all around on my acetate, just making sure that there is a place for my smaller doily to adhere to. And because the foam refill and acetate is thinner, you can double this up to make the foam higher. Therefore, your shaker card will have a little bit more room in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that down just like so. There, we've got our shaker. Next, what I am gonna do is take this beautiful floating heart die from the Love Foundation die, and I am going to just give it a couple drops of the sheer glue. Take my floating hearts and just add a little bit of pressure so your wet adhesive adheres to your papers. Add some red liner tape to the back of your doily heart shaker. Peel the backing off. Add some of my sheer glue and adhere your beautiful shaker. I have a more cut out here. I was gonna use love, but I thought about it some more and decided I wanted to do a more on my card front for this lovely shaker. And all you do to create these cute little dimensional letters is you take your leftover pieces of that double-sided foam from your foam and acetate refill pack, peel off the top, adhere the color cardstock that you want to use, and then just go ahead and run your letters through your die cut machine, and you've got this fabulous adhesive. And I am going to just go ahead and lay those right over my card here. And I haven't pushed them down because I want to make sure there's enough room for all of my letters. So now, knowing how much space I need, I'm going to take my A right here and then add a little bit of pressure and push that down. And I'm going to take my R all the way to the end here, add a little pressure and push that down. And I don't know if you can see that, but I am using this purple line here as my guide for where my letters are going. Then I'm going to add my M and my O. And that helps it so you have it nice and even. And now I've got a cute little heart shaker Amore card. And then you do have that heart that you cut out from the inside. So I'm just gonna open up my card. I'm gonna take a little rolly adhesive and just throw that leftover heart so it doesn't go to waste right inside of my card there. So now I have the fabulous Love Foundations, the really cool Whimsy Alpha Set, which obviously then you can change whatever kind of lettering you like, and the very cool brand new metallic sea glass. Don't forget, if you want to pop on a couple of extra epoxy hearts, you've got the epoxy heart bundle, which are pretty neat. And you know what? I think I need to use some. So I'm just gonna add a couple here inside of my floating heart die. We'll do one more down there. There we go. There you go. There is our fabulous heart shaker with Amore, and we even used our little inside cutout. And now you have seen two beautiful cards using the brand new Love Foundation die set. For the final card that I'm going to show you, what I've done so far is taken this beautiful black and white stripe paper from the paper pad, and this was cut out with foundation die number 3 and adhered that to my card base. Next, from the solids, I did this really cute black heart pattern, and this is from the Love Foundation die. And then from foundation die number 10, you have this perfect scalloped edge background for it. So it's gonna make any of your cutouts using this really cute heart background fit perfectly right onto it. So to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and take my sheer glue, and I am just gonna do a couple of little dots along the top, small little drag line, or like I said, you could do just a couple little dots too. You can just add a little pressure to adhere that down. And there you go. So simple. And that is going to go right on top here. But before I do that, I am going to add a couple of these adorable little hearts that are from your Love Foundation die. And I'm gonna do a light purple and a dark purple right here. And then we are gonna adhere this on. Just apply it with a little rolly adhesive. There we go. And I am using the stripes, as you can see, as my guide to make sure this is nice and straight, and stick that down there. Now I have the base of my card. You can see how quick and simple that is. And using, from foundation die number 2, this great little label, I cut out a piece of vellum. You can also do this with some white cardstock if you don't have vellum, but as you can see, it is a transparent sheet, which adds just a little bit more romance to your card. And I have gone ahead and cut out the word Amore again. You can do love, you can do hugs, you can do friends, but I am gonna do Amore, and I used the glitter foam. So the glitter foam has adhesive on the back. And just to make this nice and quick and easy, I removed the adhesive and attached it to this little page here, so I removed the backing, sorry, not the adhesive. And I am just going to add Amore, just like that. And once I have them placed where I want them, I am just gonna go ahead and push them down. And now they are nice and stuck on there. Just how we like our items on our cards. There we go. Okay, now these little black hearts are actually from this piece here, and I just cut out a smaller piece of the glitter foam and ran it through my die cut machine instead of wasting a large piece. And I just wanted to go and have a couple little accents right there. And you can do that in different colors too. So if you wanted it to be purple, if you wanted it to be clear, that's the fun part, is you can make all sorts of different colors pop on your piece there. So next I'm going to take the Amore banner, and to show you a little trick on how to adhere vellum, you want to make sure people can't see your adhesive. So I'm going to actually just go right where the Amore is, and I'm going to trace the Amore with my sheer glue, and that is where I'm going to adhere it down. And I'm going to go right about, again, use your lines on your background. Keep it nice and straight. There we go. I've got the Amore. Lovely. And then I am just going to add 2 of my little hearts. And these are the brand new Heart Kisses. Really fun. You can add those in your shakers or have them as an accent. And then last but not least, I'm just going to stick one more heart here on the bottom. There we go. And maybe one more tiny one. And there you go, a really fun Valentine or anniversary card. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.